And
now the flip side, the dark side of being a booker is those guys that were just a thorn in your side. Who are some of the difficult folk, uncooperative talent perhaps, that you'd encountered, that you had to find creative ways to get to help them to buy the fact that just because you're going to lose tonight doesn't mean we can't do something.
You know what, if a guy's going to be uncooperative with me, and again, I take it from my father, that he's not going to be around long unless he's got immense talent. And he's like a crazy horse in my stable, and I think that maybe I can train him. You know, where usually I'd say, hey, that son of a gun, sell him off for dog meat, I don't care. But if there's something there, Stomper, I'll give him, he's a good example. That he had a strong belief that he had to win constantly, all the time, every night. He was so big, so vicious. He had so much talent. He was so together. A lot of that is true, but you have to convince, you have to get inside the head, and you have to let him know how important it is that we get this payoff to him every week, and that it's a big one. And that we can get hurt with him feeling too strong about himself. That he has to realize in his heart, and guys have to realize in his heart, as a booker, that I realize your strengths and that I'd want to do nothing but draw off of them. I want to just make you stronger and better. I want to draw more money with you. I want to do well with you. But there comes a time when you're too strong, you're too big, you're going to hurt my whole territory.
Yes, yeah. Particularly if they're a marquee name, being uncooperative. Like, let's say the Freebirds, for example, they were a marquee attraction.
Yeah.
And maybe not always playing ball.
Michael Hayes.
Yes.
The other boys, Roberts and
Terry.
And Terry, they're ball players and they're fine, but you got Michael Hayes in there, and that's a little bit of a, but you know what, I liked Michael. He was from Pensacola, and that's where we all lived down there in Continental. That was our home base down there, and he was like a homeboy, and I always thought a lot of him. But yeah, he would be one of those guys probably that you'd struggle with a little bit. But when I booked with the Freebirds, I worked for Jim Barnett. Jim Barnett put up with no garbage, and so Michael he wanted to tread on thin ground because bad things could have come to him.
So you're smart enough to know when to tone it down, I guess.
Right.
Is the key to being a...
Right. I'll tell you a quick story about those Freebirds.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. We're working for Jim Barnett, and I'm booking for him. It's like 1985, and we're in the Omni, and we got a sellout house. Jim calls me up, and talks to me upstairs, and he says, Rob, he says, I want you to go down, and he said, I want you to fire the Freebirds. And he said, he said, if I have to write it down, I'll write it down, but I want you to say these exact words to him, that Jim is the best payoff man in all of the business, and that you guys are about to pay off something, and so he doesn't put up with that, and that you guys finish up tonight. No notice, no nothing. Well, Gordy, he just break down in tears and just over against the wall. Oh gosh, and Buddy's the same way, Buddy Roberts, and Michael's there, and he's like, what did I do? What did I do with the whole? And they're all in tears, and they're all standing there, and I say, guys, see him Monday morning. He'll hire you back. Well, that wasn't written on the paper that I was supposed to say. I was supposed to say it. I thought I was going to be fine and get away with this, but when Michael went in Monday morning and Jim hired him back, Michael let him know that that's okay. Rob already talked to us, and whoa, as a booker, me and Jim Barnett had a few problems over that. He said, you know, I should have written that down for you. I said, yeah, you might ought to have written that down for me. Those boys got me in trouble. So.
You were almost the one canned.
Yeah, you're not kidding.